So welcome everyone again, and thank you very much for taking your time to join us today. Quick introductions. My name's Jerry Mumford. I'm the Sales Director here at OnApp, and presenting with me is Jim Freeman, who looks after our Sales Engineering and Cloud Architecture team. We're going to look at three of the most important things that service providers tell us they want from their cloud platform: hybrid cloud, flexible billing, and scale and growth. And we'll get onto that in a few moments. At the end of this session, we'll have a Q&A, so please use the question tool, and hopefully we'll have time to get back to you. If we can't get to your question, we will contact you directly. So, a quick overview on OnApp, and we're going to be looking at a mix of general trends and OnApp solutions today. But first of all, let's have a quick introduction to us and what we do. We provide a cloud management software platform that enables you as a telco, MSP or other large service provider to go to market with your own cloud products. We can do that in a couple of ways, either by installing OnApp software in your data center or providing your cloud as a fully managed service. On top of that, we also provide CDN and VMware solutions. We've been doing this for a while now, and that's really important for you as prospects and customers. We're a global company. We're on version 6 main release of our software, and to date we've deployed more than 5,000 clouds for customers all over the world, and some of whom you can see on that slide at the bottom. So why do service providers choose OnApp? Well, put simply, we help you build a more successful cloud business, and we do that by focusing on the three foundations of a successful cloud: simplicity, flexibility, and most importantly, profitability. OnApp makes your cloud easy to manage, easy to use, easy to sell, and easy to integrate. We make your cloud fluid and flexible. You can sell any mix of public or private cloud, and today we're going to focus a lot around why that flexibility is so important. And of course, as we've already mentioned, OnApp is designed to help you stay profitable by giving you control of your own cloud pricing and margins. And today we'll also be looking at the challenges you face taking cloud services to market and how we feel we might be able to help. So the first topic, hybrid cloud management. We talk with service providers all over the world, and today we're talking about three of the most important things they're looking for from their cloud. Firstly, hybrid cloud, and as a service provider, how can you provide whatever mix of services your customers need? All enterprises, therefore all of your customers, need a hybrid of different kinds of IT, different IT infrastructure. The choices they make are driven by all kinds of factors. Those factors you can see on the slide. For example, the needs of their industry or the applications they depend upon, how much scale they need, what kind of IT skills they have in-house, indeed their existing infrastructure investments, what kind of support they need, also, of course, what performance and what price point they're looking for. There definitely isn't a single answer to these questions, and so they will use a hybrid of on-premise and hosted infrastructure, cloud and dedicated, managed and self-service. As a service provider, you need to position yourself to cater for as broad a mix of all these requirements as you possibly can. But we know this is a complex mix, so you have to find a way to do this without introducing unnecessary costs and management overheads. An example of a customer we've done this with before in Germany is the Unbelievable Machine Company, who have got a really wide range of customers, some of whose names I'm sure you'll recognize, from the global leaders in automotive to Deutsche Post. The business themselves have had to change massively as our requirements for post and packages changed dramatically. They've also got banking and insurance clients, so really complex and diverse range of needs there. All their cloud services are built on top of OnApp, and we give them the flexibility to create bespoke services for customers while keeping things efficient and profitable. So that's how we think we can help. Now over to Jim as to how we manage this.
Thanks, Jerry. So OnApp is a full cloud platform that's totally based on commodity, vendor-agnostic hardware. We have our own software-defined stack offering virtualization based on Xen or KVM at its core. We've got a new software-defined networking product based on Open Daylight. And we also have our own in-house built software-defined storage that it was designed specifically to work with OnApp clouds. The bread and butter of OnApp, I guess, is the cloud orchestration, encompassing management of your virtual servers, containers, applications, and templates. This provides you all of the workflow tools and the templates that you require, that you and your customers may require. OnApp has a very verbose role-based access control system that allows you to give your customers access to only the parts of OnApp that you want them to. This offers additional security, such as two-factor authentication features as well. OnApp has built its own metering and billing platform that provides an excellent framework to configure, so you can charge your customers exactly how you want to, whether that's based on resource consumption or allocation or any kind of reservation styles as well. OnApp has a single pane of glass for all of its functionality. There's no need to log into separate portals to manage a specific area, such as your storage. Whether you're an administrator, a reseller, or an end user, you all log in through the same URL, and OnApp's access control, and based on a role that you have set, you'll get provided the features that you have to do. OnApp's core integrations. This is based on KVM, and this provides full access to the stack of the software-defined storage, networking, and all the orchestration tools as mentioned previously. It also allows you to manage bare metal servers, and we have our own take on a hybrid between bare metal and virtual servers that we call smart servers as well. We utilize a template library to build your applications. You can build your own templates from either our ones. You can upload your own ISOs or OVAs as well. One of OnApp's unique features is that we actually provide a full template library that all of our customers have access to. And this actually allows you, just by the click of a button within the OnApp interface, to download any of 500 plus operating system and appliance templates. We provide all different types from the standard Windows and Linux, BSD operating systems. We have some firewall appliance and others as well. And we're always looking to add more to this library. So after, as Jerry said, we've been around since, for a decade now. And our bread and butter was always the Xen and KVM part. But a few years ago, we started looking at integrations into other cloud platforms. And this actually started off by interfacing with VMware's vCloud Director. And last year, we released an integration with VMware's vCenter as well. This allows us to use a lot of our core features, such as our user interface, our billing, and automation functions. And this really allows you to simplify management and improve your customer experience for anyone who's using VMware products. With vCenter, we allow you to turn your existing vCenter environment into a fully functional self-service cloud. This provides support for multiple data centers and multiple clusters, and allows you to create a totally multi-tenant system that your users can log in. With our intuitive UI, you can easily create new virtual servers from existing OVAs or templates that you have in your environment, and you can also import any existing virtual servers that you have running already into OnApp and manage them from there. So OnApp for vCloud Director replaces the complex interface that VCD has natively, and allows you to utilize all of our features such as multi-tenancy, role-based access control, and billing, all within one UI. You could even use OnApp to completely replace VMware's Chargeback Manager, for example. You can manage multiple vCloud Director instances, all from one single interface, and we have a feature that we call orchestration models that allows you to provide a fully templated customer onboarding to your end users. So, do we handle everything? OnApp's been designed to be open, and we've always had integrations with third-party applications on the billing side before. We had integration with WHMCS and HostBill and Ubersmith for billing, but more recently we've looked into other ways as well. We recently did a software-defined networking integration that's based on Open Daylight for our KVM platform. And later this year, we'll be releasing NSX for our VMware customers as well. In our most recent release, that's 6.0, we released a backup plugin system that allows any kind of backup vendor to create their own plugins based on their own APIs to integrate with OnApp. We started this release by creating plugins for Veeam, R1Soft, and Acronis, and we'd love more vendors to get involved here. And we're happy to work with anyone on this and with other vendors as well. I'll go back to Jerry.
Thanks, Jim. So probably the most important question to everyone: how do you turn all of that into money? We've already talked about how it is important to try and simplify that complex mix of services for customers. As a service provider, one of the big complexities is billing, and I know some of the questions I've already seen have been around billing. So for example, how do you create custom services for your clients? And for VMware providers in particular, we often hear that billing is an area they really struggle with. And one of the customers we've helped this with is Hostopia, a large hosting group who run multiple cloud brands on OnApp. Like a lot of service providers, they use different brands to take different services to market. They tell us they love OnApp because we make it easy to design and manage different cloud services and improve time to market. We give them the billing flexibility they need with all the different services they offer to different customers. So Jim, can you take us through some of the ways that we do that for them?
Absolutely. So last year we actually redesigned our entire billing and metering system that used to be called billing plans, but it's been renamed to buckets, and this involved a complete re-architecture of our platform. But one of the main goals for this was to support additional features such as resellers and other things for the future. The core of OnApp's buckets allow you to charge for resource consumption, including additional services like templates and backups or any other asset you may have within OnApp. There are two portions to buckets. There's an access control section and a section for the rate card as well. So when using the access control, you can use this to basically enable certain users or groups to only access certain resources. I think a good example here was if you had a public cloud running on OnApp, but you had a customer who wants to have their own private cloud, then you can use buckets to basically say this customer can only see this cloud, but every customer can see all of the other ones, for example. For rate cards, this allows you to determine exactly how you bill your clients. For example, you could offer them a certain amount of free resources, and then they may get charged for any like overages they may have, for like once they use more than however many free CPU or gigs of RAM you've provided them. Or perhaps you wanted to use an entire pay-as-you-use system as well. That's all customizable. You can even bill for add-on services, such as like specific add-on services for virtual machines, such as the ability to auto-scale your virtual machine or accelerate. For storage and networking, you can also charge for actual real-time usage data as well. So the amount of bandwidth transferred in and out of a virtual machine, or the amount of IOPS that it's actually consuming. All of our billing information is exportable via CSV natively in the UI or via our RESTful API. Our billing integrations with WHMCS and HostBill and Ubersmith, they all use our API to pull this billable data out and pull it back into their systems that can create invoices and anything else based on this data. So yeah.
Thanks, Jim. So I hope that gave you all a flavour of the billing side of things. So our third and final focus area for today is all about scale and growth. There are a few things here. In a world where a very few large cloud providers, and we all know who they are grabbing the headlines, how is it possible for smaller providers to compete with their scale and their geographic coverage? Lock into another real concern for you and your customers. Nobody wants to be locked into a single infrastructure choice, and as we've already seen, they need a changing mix of different services that require different types of cloud. And with that demand, it's very difficult to predict just what they'll need and how long they'll need it for. So how can you build the scale you might need without having to invest upfront in infrastructure all over the place? Here's an example of another customer of ours, a very successful Irish cloud provider we work with called DediServe. They're part of IMART now, a large MSP group based here in the UK. They built a cloud business from scratch using OnApp, and that business now generates over €1 million in revenue. Using OnApp, they've expanded from a single Dublin data center to offer 21 locations today. So how do they do it? Jim's going to run you through that.
So one of the ways people can do this is by using our federation. So using our federation, you can basically scale your cloud in just minutes. We have many of our customers who are sharing their spare capacity on our marketplace, and basically what this allows them to do is to subscribe to a remote location or a federated location, and allows them to sell virtual servers as if they were their own. We currently have 43 compute locations worldwide. We use this same technology to power our CDN product as well, where we have over 170 POPs globally. This is actually a great way to remove the complexity from building your own cloud, or even just expanding your cloud to a new location. You can increase your coverage worldwide without having to spend a single penny on new hardware. One of the things you can do is, if you have workloads already on-prem or in federated locations, you can actually migrate these between all of your federated zones or between anything that you have on-premise as well. So you can actually make money off this as well. So monetizing the infrastructure that you have that's just sitting there. So any spare capacity you as an OnApp customer have, you can basically put your zone on our marketplace at one of 3 different performance tiers that we set, which is either Dev, Pro, or Enterprise. And each of these come with their different requirements and SLAs and things like that. It really is as simple as going into your OnApp UI and publishing your compute zone onto a marketplace, and then eventually other customers will subscribe to it and then build virtual machines on your zones. If you wanted to use like a private federation using our trust tokens, you can do this to maybe if you wanted to link your locations in London and New York together, or if you wanted to give access to a partner and maybe you had a specific deal with them, you can do it via that as well. But what if you need more dedicated infrastructure for this? And you can do that by going one step further with a product we have called OnApp On Demand. This is an entire cloud platform as a service on bare metal infrastructure that is fully managed by the OnApp team. There's currently up to 70 locations worldwide using 4 different vendors. And some of the cool stuff about here is that there's no long-term commitments. And really, you can have a cloud up and running within 72 hours, which is the SLA we provide. And it's month-to-month billing, and so there's no lock-ins or anything like that. We have 24/7 support as standard, and all the standard SLAs as well. So we focused on the three important areas today, but OnApp as a product, there's so much more we could talk about. And from some of the things on the screen there, I'm not going to cover them all, but from focusing on our software-defined storage, or talking about different ways you can provision and onboard clients, to being able to white label the entire interface and bringing unique features to your customers, such as the OnApp Accelerator. And we'd love to talk to you about any of these. So, please get in touch, and we'd love to talk about them. So, I think it's time for some questions. Hopefully, I'm going to try and read them.
So Jim, one question: what currencies do you support?
So, inside of OnApp, you can customize the amount of currency, whatever currency you want. We have a framework that allows you to select any currency one you can create. So it doesn't have to be a real currency. You can add an internal one, just like cloud units or something like that, if you just wanted to build internally. But yeah, it's totally customizable in the OnApp UI.
Another question for you, Jim, and I guess this is around flexibility. Are there any options to migrate from an existing VMware environment over to KVM?
Yes. So one of the features we added in one of our most recent releases was we actually have a migration tool from both vCenter and vCloud Director that you can use to basically, all from within the OnApp UI. You select a virtual machine within your VMware environment, and we will convert it into a KVM virtual machine that runs on OnApp Core Cloud.
I think we've got time for one more. Jim, is it possible to have a separate lab environment if I put OnApp into my production cloud?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we pretty much, not say require, but we strongly recommend people do this to be able to test like upgrades and everything like that in the future. Like our release cycle, we always recommend to test and upgrade first. We have an LTS release that we do around every year, and we also have like other stable and edge releases throughout the year. So in that case, we'd always want to recommend doing an upgrade in a test environment first.
Okay, I think that's probably it for the questions. So guys, it really leaves me to thank you all for joining us. I hope it's been of use. If you've got any questions you want to pose to us directly, please do reach out via our website. You can get hold of any of us here at the company. Thanks very much again for joining us, and I hope you found it of use.